All right, so I'm going to be doing some analysis. We're going to start on the DXY here. So on the DXY, where are we and what can we see? So right now, if I look to the left, where are we? Just because I say look to the left, just because, we're kind of technically over here. We're kind of out in no man's land right now. But if we look to the left, we can see that we're at this larger support area. All right, so you can see as we came up here, obviously this was a really, really long time ago, but I am on the weekly chart, so that does make sense. So that's where we are on the weekly, at this larger support area, and we've wicked down to about here. All right, so we definitely could fill all of this. All right, that's a possibility, and it would honestly make sense just because the consensus out there is still dollar short, so if we kind of push lower and fill these wicks, wouldn't surprise me. But, we can do anything at any point in the market. People can step in next week and say that they no longer think dollar short. So we definitely could go from here as well because we are at this larger, weekly support area from 2018. And so then what are we doing in this area? So if you put this trend line on, you can see that you have a 1, 2, 3. All right. So we're at that trend line, at the third touch of that trend line now. So in line with this double bottom area, this larger weekly double bottom area, the fact that we're at a 1, 2, 3, all right, looking for us to push up. See that we got a nice, okay, no, let me adjust that there. So we got a nice touch here, push up, wick down, push up again to fill that wick. And that's kind of the basis of why I say wouldn't be surprised if we fill all of these wicks. It's not a hard and fast rule like anything in the market because nothing in the market is for certain. But a lot of times in my back testing, I have seen wicks get filled. Obviously, I have a good example right here of a wick not getting filled, right? That's what I mean. Nothing is hard and fast. But, oftentimes wicks can get filled. But getting back to this, we have a third touch, scoop around, third touch again, right? And if I go back down to the 4 hour, I guess for the first time, see we're pushing off pretty strongly. You can see how we got down as we kind of scooped around, right? Because you can see it has this kind of like arcing formation to it, right? So how do we get down there? Impulse, correction, even with this wick here. Impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse, correction. And that was kind of very generous, me calling those things impulses, because those are, very choppy, right? And so that's my point. It's very corrective, very low momentum, right? It's not like what if I go out. It's not like impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse, right? It's kind of just very choppy throughout. And so it's very corrective. Now there's no very clean structure to it, but it's very corrective. We scoop around, and we push up very strongly, and we get this from forming this flag now. So we could just form this flag out, right? And then push higher. We don't have to. We could kind of just scoop up higher. Maybe look like we're gonna go. This is something that, again, see often in my back testing. Didn't mean to do that last part, but essentially, kind of poke out a little bit and then form this out a little bit more, right? And so then look for a third touch or a double bottom here. This isn't perfect either, but I don't really mind because I don't actually trade the DXY. I just use it as a filter for pairs I do trade because, I'm in the USA and we can't trade things like the DXY. I don't know if anybody can, but yeah. So now moving on to something I actually do trade. And the last thing I'm going to go over, USD. Actually, I kind of want to do, let me see. Trying to think. No, I'm going to just do EURUSD. So, EURUSD, removing everything, starting over. Where are we? What are we doing? So if I look to the left, because we're kind of doing the same thing as DXY, because EURUSD kind of does the opposite of the DXY, right? And so that's why I say it's good for me to look at the DXY. So right now we're kind of out in no man's land, but if we look to the left, where are we? We're at this larger, this time, resistance area, right? And again, we have this wick, right? And again, we have these wicks over here that we definitely could push up higher to fill, right? And EURUSD getting up to 120, getting up to anywhere around 126. I know that's an area that's been talked about a lot as like the ECB, so the European Central Bank, they wouldn't like the euro getting up to this level. They really don't even like it at this level right now, but they really, really wouldn't like it at the exchange rate of 126, 127, 128, which is what we would be approaching if we filled up these wicks. All right. So you could see some sellers coming from there. But again, like I said, they also don't really like it at this level. And on top of that, there could just be some trader out there that just says he doesn't like it at this level, or he likes to sell, he would like to sell it at this level. He thinks euro is way too overvalued. Who knows? So if we get that message from the market, I'll take it. Because overall, we are in a decent area on the weekly. I would definitely prefer for us to have filled these wicks, but for us to be at this larger, pretty much, what is this, since 2018 high, it's a very good area to be at, to look to take some sells if they present themselves. And on top of that, you can see we have this ascending in here, 1, 2, right? We're looking for 3, haven't quite got it there, but again, we are at that double top, and we have broken above this double top, so I just need a message. We likely already got it. We go down to the daily, we can see another ascending in there, all right? And again, like with this ascending, with this larger ascending out here, didn't mean to do that. So this larger ascending out here, let's drag this down. We're looking for 3. We're also looking for 3 of the smaller ascending on the daily. All right. Go down on the 4 hour, just this. All right. We scooped around the double top of this ascending, just this as well, around the double top of this ascending, and then push down, right? Again, having gotten 3 of either ascending, so we definitely could, but we don't have to. So I'm not gonna, try to force that on the market, especially with the type of impulse that we're getting and we're seeing right now, on the 4 hour, and honestly on the daily as well. Because on the daily, we completely retrace these entire 2 candles right here, right? And so if we pull this and we say this is a double top now, that could be a probe, right? So I'm definitely not going to force it to have to come higher So I'm going to be willing to take, I apologize for that. I'm going to be willing to take any opportunities that fit my plan to the sell side, just because it's a very good area as per my rules. So at this point, I really just need to see kind of a more complete correction. That's about it. I took a trade like this on actually last week, and it's something I actually backtest a lot, because taking trades on Sunday, even though it's not always ideal, it's something where it's like, for me, somebody who works, a 9 to 5 job, I don't know. There's going to be times when I'm actually at my job and I can't get to the desk, so I don't want to compound to that. So I do backtest, taking entries on Sunday. And as of now, I haven't seen any problems with it. So, an entry like this, where it's kind of just a flag forming out, where it's kind of already taken shape, if that were to occur, that'll likely happen on Sunday. So I'd be willing to place that entry on Sunday. Let's say she drops out, right, and then forms a correction down here. I'd be willing to take that as well, just because I would be looking for us to come to this ascending channels low at least, if not continue lower, and be the move that breaks this larger ascending channel, possibly, right? We could also definitely, if I zoom back in, sorry. We could also definitely form the flag. I take that entry, drops in, kind of just takes me right out, and we push back up. If we push back up to that double top and then form that tight correction, I'm willing to take that. Or if we do the same thing, drop, push up, and then just drop again, I'd be willing to take that as well. And the last thing, sorry for up. No matter how we get there, even if I get the entry or if we just push back up, right, and we get that double top and we push down and we get that tight correction, I'm willing to take that entry as well. But let's just say we push up. I'm not saying it's just going to go just straight up like that. Let's just say we push up, and, form our flag, start to get a bit corrective, right? I would take that, kind of just on the first rejection of the third touch of both of those ascending channels, right? And we're possibly on the break of anything corrective or structural to get up here to this third touch. We have a lot of before push down and a flag. So let's say we do something like so and push up and push up. I will wait for just something like so. That's about it. That's your EURUSD DXY. Hope you enjoyed it.